should I have a 1099 person or a W-2? And to that, there's two sides. There's the, how does it work within your company? Does it make sense for them to be part-time independent contractor, or you want someone in a salary? Sometimes it's just the nature of what they're doing. When you're a contractor, I just pay you and that's it. You're responsible for your taxes. I don't have to pay any taxes. That's why you get that independent contractor. I told you pay that self-employment tax is because the employer didn't pay anything. It's coming all out of your pocket. Each state might have its own logic for what constitutes an employee. So the hard, fast kind of logic that I say is, do they work for other people or do they work for you exclusively? An employee usually works for you exclusively, even if it's a part-time person. Like they don't work for anybody else, they just work for you. Another thing we look at is, do you make the hours or can they make their own hours? So if they can show up and go as they please, as long as they get a certain amount of work done or certain things done, that tends to lean more into an independent contractor than an employee. Are they doing very specific, trade-specific things? So an example would be, yes, I'm an accountant and I could work for multiple people, but I have a trade. But if I am your personal assistant, I'm leaning more towards an employee because that's not necessarily something very specific. So you have to look at it from different angles, and then you really want to watch yourself, because what ends up happening, and I'll give you the worst case scenario. Actually, the client told me this story. She goes to her nail salon to get her nails done. She's like friends with the owner. And they were talking about, oh my goodness, I had to pay a $57,000 bill for this. And I'm like, what happened? I mean, like, what'd you do? So this is the story. That particular business, again, nail salon, he had all his nail techs as independent contractors, but they only worked for him. So what the state said is, they've been working for you for, I'm just gonna say 2 years. You had to go back 2 years, pay all the taxes that were not paid, and then pay interest and penalties on it. So this is why I say talk to an attorney and make sure you get it right. Like on the tax side, we can make sure we file things correctly, and the payroll companies will really help you. But if I can save you some nightmares, is make sure you have a solid contract with that person, have a conversation about what their role is, what they're going to be doing for you, how you're going to pay them. Again, if they can set their own hours, they bring their own laptop, they do their stuff, it is more likely they could be an independent contractor, but always check with the attorney to make sure you're covered